Wait, I need you to repeat that, Mr. Wamble.
I said earlier today my tire blew out while I was driving. And do you know what I said
What
when
did
my
you say?
tire blew out as I was driving?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And you know what? It all worked out really well. And sometimes you just have to put yourself in God's loving hands and He will provide. So, Val the Voice Johnson, hey, guess what today is?
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday! Yay! That's that Kendall Nesbitt music. You know, that music that make you feel good. Battle Boys Johnson, you have to say something. There's something that you have to allow you to say this week. Go for it.
I don't remember the script because I'm not looking at it. So I'm going to say that go ahead. And we are available on YouTube, our Facebook
Yes,
group, and
that's so far
our
so good.
LinkedIn. And then
Maybe,
also
maybe.
we are on Pod TV. I never
Uh-huh.
missed an episode.
And if you
Wow.
would like to be a sponsor on our platform, book time with us at linktr.ee. So that's linktree / pure light media. And it says note to Michael because I talk a lot to allow you to say this. So I have allowed you to say this. Did I say it right? Link
You did it.
linktr.ee / pure light media. I'm guessing it's a dot. Is it just a dot like that? Look,
It's a
there you
dot
go,
like
Mr.
it.
Springer.
Yeah, Mr.
Springer,
Springer always
Springer,
has our back,
Springer,
which I'm
Springer.
greatly appreciative of.
That's right. He
Um,
got your back, but you best to watch your front. That's what Wu taught me. Wu Tang taught me that. Wu Tang.
yeah.
They for the
So
children.
anyway, so
That.
we having technical difficulties over here. That's pretty much what's happening. And
That's all shows do at sometimes. Shout out to the Wu Tang. Wu Tang. Yes, absolutely. Wu Tang
yeah,
is it's for the children. It's for the
it,
children.
it's for the children, really.
Yeah. But you know what
Well,
was for the adults and those that have discerning taste was Sunday's Tony Awards on CBS.
yeah. And wait, before we go to that, I wanted to make sure that I did a little bit of a shout out on Sunday. I saw Mary J. Blige get presented with the Time 100. She becomes one of the most 100 most influential people in the
Uh-huh.
world, and she performed. And that aired on Sunday, and I was just really excited. They gave her her flowers, but yeah, I just wanted to give her a shout out. But yes, I did prop myself up to watch the Tonys because
Okay, now if Val is being humble, she was on the Time 1000 list. They don't publish that one each year. It's a very secretive list, but
oh, it
Val
is.
Johnson is on there. It's so secret only I know about it. But you were on the Time 1000 list.
Oh,
So
Time
that's cool.
1000 list. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah. They don't publish that one the same way they do the 100. You know, they pare it down to
Oh,
100 for TV. Just like the Tonys pares down their awards, for TV, right? Their awards that sometimes don't make air. So that was on the 1000 list. Time
I
1000.
know. I know. And I'm
So
so we wanted
congratulations on that.
exactly. So congratulations to Miss Blige, but we wanted
And,
to
and
go
speaking
ahead.
of her, speaking of Mary J, because we're
Okay.
giving her flowers, have you had a chance to catch the new alternative version of her song, Good Morning Gorgeous? There's a video
I
for.
did not see this.
Okay, I'm gonna mention it because I think that, and we'll do a link later on it. Okay, we'll probably put that either in our Facebook or somewhere for it. I may have done it already. You can check our Facebook after this wonderful show. So, um, Mary J, Queen of Self Care, the representative of Black women's needs, has this alternative video where she has one where it's her singing a song, la la
Okay.
la, beautiful mansion and wind blowing and hair and all that kind of stuff. But then she has this TikTok. There's this TikTok video that's been getting broadcast play on cable channels and other music video shows where it is women who are looking in the mirror, combing their hair, taking the makeup off, getting a cup of coffee, and they're looking at themselves, Val, the voice. They're looking at themselves in that era of self-care, something you were talking about a few podcasts ago, and they are loving themselves. So they are saying to themselves, just like in the song, they are saying to themselves, good morning, gorgeous. And it is a great video because you have women of all different shapes, sizes, shades, and they are loving themselves. And there's something so incredible about that video. It's just gaining more views in comparison to her, the one with Mary J in it. This doesn't have her in it. It's just her voice. And all these people who have logged on and they're singing her song. So they're lip syncing the song to it. And it's a great video. So if you have a chance, check it out. It is kind of one of those kind of inspiring things. And of course, that is our aim at Interludes. We are here to be aspirational, inspirational, motivational. That's our aim. That's our three-pronged aim. Oh, who's here? Yeah, yeah.
Princess is cracking on my internet. I don't. It wasn't the internet. I don't know what happened.
You cracking on your internet? She cracking on your Comcast?
I think she is. I think she is.
All right.
Which is
All right.
horrible. I hate that she's doing that. But yeah. But
You
yeah.
like last week, this week, cracks on AT&T. We're gonna have wonderful things to say about Comcast, or not so wonderful things to say about Comcast. Because they're not so wonderful. They're not so wonderful.
But the one thing that I will say is the Tony Awards.
Yes, the Tony
We were
Awards.
very excited about checking this out. You said you got a chance to see the red carpet.
Yeah, I got to see the early parts. There were parts that did not make it to CBS early shows. They earlier in the show before it got to the CBS broadcast part. They actually gave out awards, and it was interesting because the early awards went to the same musical, and it seemed like that might have been a little bit of momentum. But by the time it went to broadcast, everything completely shifted. It was an interesting night, and certainly in my mind, hopefully the start of a shift, and that may bring more people to Broadway.
I would love for more folks to check out Broadway. And it was a wonderful, we call it the Great White Way. And it was wonderful. They presented well over, I want to say about 50 awards. And I think Andrea DeBrose did a wonderful job in hosting the Tonys. How would you grade her as the Tonys host?
Oh, I thought she was great. I mean, I thought she kind of lights up the stage. Obviously, she's a star of Broadway, and then she kind of got that subtle flex in there. As she introduced, as she said, another Oscar winner is coming to the stage. That was like her neat little flex of like, and that's all I'll say about that. And that's all she said about that. So that was really cool. Really, really nice little flex there. And we're looking at some of the winners there. That's Mr. Frost that won for MJ the musical. And those folks, those two presenters that you just saw there flash on the screen very quickly, they were the stars of the 2017 The Color Purple, the musical, which is going to be made into a movie coming soon. Color
Oh,
Purple
let's talk about
musical.
that. Like I think that's exciting. Who's going to be the same producers for that? And I wanted to say
So
hello
that
to
that is
Cassandra. Hey, Cassandra.
Oprah. Oprah. Yeah, Oprah Winfrey is one of the main producers, as well as Steven Spielberg. So you're going to have some people that were there at the very start of that adaptation. They're going to be doing that.
You getting a phone call, Michael? Michael's getting a phone call. That's so cool. And Michael, you know we can't hear you. You are officially muted. So Michael's muted. I guess he will be going to he'll let us know what's happening. So I'm going to do something a little unique. Michael, can you take over just briefly? Michael, you're muted.
I was muted on purpose because the call was coming in, and now you. Yes, go ahead, Val. All right, so and I still see you. I still see you. Okay, now it's me. So here I am. That's unexpected, and I still see you. You still keep coming on. There you are. Hi. So, one of the things that I was really interesting about the Tony Awards that I want to mention is that people actually watched it, which I think is a really interesting thing. Okay, so in the past, of course, there was that thing called the pandemic. I don't know if you all heard, but we had this worldwide pandemic from called COVID-19, and because of that, awards and award shows really started to drop in terms of viewership. But on Sunday, according to at least CBS Paramount, the network that put on the show, they reported viewership was up this year for the Tonys by nearly 40% compared to last year's show. And I
Oh, that's
think,
great.
as Val was mentioning, that success goes to Ariana DeBose. I think it goes to the host. The host really kind of brought a lot of like star power there. She was really good at it, even to the very end. The last closing musical number that she had to wrap up a show in which one of the big winners was cut off the microphone, but they just went with it. The show, as you know, Broadway, right? The show must go on, and it did go on. And because of the fact that people saw this and were excited about some of these plays that have been nominated for the big awards like Best Musical, here's what happened, which is interesting to me, and I mean, hopefully to you too, is that what does it mean to be nominated for a Tony Award? Well, here's the short answer. Okay, so in the case of the musical A Strange Loop, which a
Yeah.
lot of people had never heard of outside of Broadway. This play is incredible from what I've read. I haven't seen it, of course, but it led nominations. It was big in the nominations, right? So, in the week that led up to Sunday's show, so from Sunday the 5th to the 12th, that musical, A Strange Loop, had 98% of its available seats filled during that week, which was a gain of about 89% in terms of their box office. If you go to Broadway, which I know some of you watching and listening have been there, you know that this is not like going to a movie, okay? It costs a little bit more.
Just a little
So,
bit, yeah.
a little bit more. So the tickets to A Strange Loop average about $108. Okay, so that means that in those 7 days, that they had an increase of almost 100% in people going to see their show. They made over $675,000 just in
Oh.
7 days. Cha-ching. Okay, that's what a nomination will do. Now that they've won Best Musical,
Oh,
Now that some of these people that you may not have heard of are going to start showing up in other places, get cast in other things, be able to connect back to this play, it's only going to go up. It's only going to become even more visible. And in that case, like many of the other major awards, they just happen to have been won by African Americans.
yeah. And one of the big news makers that came from the Strange Loop win, one for Best Musical, is our Chicago hometown homegirl, Jennifer Hudson. Was a producer for Strange Loop, and now she is one of the few who have entered into EGOT status. So she
You
now
got
has an
what that mean?
so those are the initials of some of the top awards. Her first award out the bat in 2006 was for Effie and Dreamgirls. She won a
That's
Grammy
the
for her.
O. The O.
That's the O. You're right. You got it.
Okay.
She won a Grammy for her debut album in 2009. That's the G.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, she participated and was a producer for an animated short, and that was it. She won an Emmy for that. And now,
E.
as a producer for Strange Loop, she now enters into the EGOT family.
She got the
Uh,
T.
she's got the
She
T.
got the T, and we got the T on the 2022 Tony Awards. That's what we're talking about right now as we start Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday with Val the Voice Johnson. I am Mr. Wamble. We've got Mr. Springer is there on the chat giving us this info. Hey, Jimmy. All right. So we're talking about yeah, what was the last live performance show you watched and enjoyed? That's a great question. So if you have some thoughts on that, if you remember what was the last show, maybe it was before the pandemic. Perhaps you have ventured out since the pandemic and you've gotten out there to see some things live. Hopefully you have. Hopefully you will be doing that over the next year, conditions permitting. It's there. There are lots of shows, and a lot of them were showcased on Sunday at the 2022 Tony Awards. I know one of
Yeah.
them in Chicago, which is really getting in the city of Chicago, it's really getting a lot of focus and attention. Is Six the musical?
Yeah.
I mean,
That
you can't turn on a TV without a commercial for Six the Musical. I think Val and I were joking that we both know the opening number to Six the Musical, and we haven't gone to the show, but it's on like I think every hour on the hour, isn't it?
Yeah, so I love the listen up. Let me tell you a story.
There we
And the
go. There we
ladies
go.
from Six did perform during the Tonys, and I love this shot with them with Ambrose there, just kind of cheering them on. But yeah, this is a very popular show here in Chicago, and definitely doing very well over on the Great White Way. But Michael, what's so special about the musical Six?
Six is about the wives of which Henry is it? The eighth, I think. I think it's the eighth. Yes, he's the one that really enjoyed getting married and either divorcing or chopping off his wife's heads or doing lots of interesting things with them. You used to regularly go to the next one. Oh yeah,
That's Mark.
absolutely great. Yeah, I think the last live performance that I got to see was I think it was Alvin Ailey, right? We talked about that a little bit earlier
Yeah.
this year. Was the Ailey Company? So there are lots of offerings there to see that. So you mentioned the National Black Theater Festival. Yeah, oh my goodness, yes, yeah. So
So,
it's gonna be it's been peachy, right? Of
mhm.
course, this is his shot in Georgia. You have so many studios there. That's the home of Tyler Perry Studios. Be surprised if they weren't taking advantage of that. Also, there's the fields out there if you want to get those location shots. I mean, Georgia would be a perfect place to come back.
And Winston-Salem, that's a good place to go and get some
Yeah.
off-Broadway,
Oh, sure.
Broadway
Touring
plays.
or the touring companies,
Hmm.
and some of the cities have your city in Broadway, and they'll bring those on. So I'm sure that if Six hasn't come to that area, the Triangle area or Carolina, that it will be going out there.
And I,
Yeah, but the winner. So we mentioned it. A Strange Loop. It's one of those interesting plays. It's a musical, and it's one of the ones where it was written by the playwright. The playwright creates a character. The playwright used to be an usher for Broadway musicals, and he writes a play in which the lead character is called Usher, and he is an
mhm.
usher at Broadway musicals. And the lead character resembles the playwright greatly. So it is his pretty much his story, which took about 10 years, as he says, to develop in some interviews. Then you had MJ the musical. Val, interested in your take on that? Michael
Uh,
Jackson musical, and you had both Paris and Blanket there, didn't you? Both
yeah,
Paris and Blanket.
I was very excited to see this young actor, and this is I want to say his name is Miles Frost. I actually brought up his picture not too long ago, but he won for the best actor for that particular play, MJ. And all they do, they go through a lot of the performances for Michael Jackson. It's Annie, are you okay? And I think it was wonderful to have his children. Yeah, there's Miles right there, to have his children there and just kind of cheering on. And then right over to the immediate left of the screen, there's Miles in full regalia of Michael Jackson. But when he won his award, he kind of jokingly kind of broke into his a Michael Jackson voice, but it was really, really wonderful. I've been hearing very good reviews for MJ the musical. It makes me wish to see Michael, and I did, and I will say this, Michael,
Mm-hmm.
one of the few live concerts that I got a chance to see, like we were talking about Prince last week. I did
Yeah,
see the Jacksons Victory Tour
right.
at Soldier Field long time ago, and I was electrified by Michael. And if anyone got a chance to see him perform live, he always gave an amazing performance. And so people are kind of transformed back to, I believe they focus in on the music from, I want to say, Moonwalker, and then a few from also the Dangerous and the Bad era. But it's a great musical. He won for it.
Miles
He's
Frost.
channeled Michael, so I would love to go to Broadway and check that out.
And for those of you who are curious, and I'm sure many of you are, about a play about Michael Jackson, his life, and his music, it covers a very specific period in his
Time
life.
frame.
It covers a time in which he was pretty much one of the early on as he moved through Jackson 5. So you get some flashbacks of that, and it sort of ends around 93,
Hmm.
right before he becomes a controversial figure in some people's minds for allegations that, if you know anything about Michael Jackson, you are aware of.
Yep.
The play, which was endorsed by his family, which, as you saw, had both Paris and Blanket there to talk about it on the stage, which
Prince. It was no. It was
his
actually
brother.
the brother Prince. Not
Oh, that wasn't Blanket.
that wasn't Blanket. That was Prince.
Oh, that was Prince. Okay, so Prince and Paris were there. Easy to remember, is very alliterative. So Prince and Paris, excuse me, they were the two kids that, of course, have that very striking resemblance to their dad. What? All right. So they were there, and they are certainly are behind this, right? They're behind this. The family's behind this. Lynn Nottage, great playwright, an award-winning, Tony Award-winning playwright in her own right. She took on that story, but that story stops right before things like the HBO special continues. At least their perspective of what may or may not have happened. So
Right.
if you are curious, you're not going to get that in MJ the Musical. You're going to get the music. You're going to get Michael, his perspective on it. That's it.
That's it. And that
That's
and
it.
there you go. I, speaking of people with great moves, I actually checked out the last two games, not the last two games, but the two games in the finals between your Golden State Warriors and
Ooh, wow.
Boston
You've been hit
Celtics.
by, you've
Huh?
been hit by a smooth transition. Valerie Johnson transitions to sports. Ow! That was a smooth transition there. Woo! I didn't
I
even know
had to
what was
I had
happening.
to do
Talk
that.
about
And
the finals, NBA finals.
NBA Finals. And in place of Coach Tony, we wish you a wonderful vacay. He's out enjoying himself, and
No, he ain't. No,
enjoying
he
the
ain't.
summer.
He ain't want to
Although,
come out with me because he sees what's happening to his Celtics. His sees is getting worked, and he's there consoling them. He's probably got Jason Tatum on the line trying to talk him down. Maybe feeding them some of those St. Louis ruffles, Jason Tatum St. Louis ruffles, because that's the man. King, put his crown him. There we go. The instigator, the great
well,
instigator.
I have to say this: the coaching staff
Coaching
on
great minds.
the Warriors, cool heads.
Warriors that came out to play.
They came out to play, and I have to say that the player of last night's game wasn't Curry. Curry wasn't hitting his three shots. It was,
It was.
you know his name,
I know his name. Splash.
Splash
Because the Splash Brothers, see the Splash Brothers, Curry and
Clay,
Clay Thompson,
Clay
are joined
Thompson.
by a third brother. So you can splash, but you can really splash in a pool. And that's who's been taking over. That's who took over that game, Mr. Jordan.
Yeah, yeah. It was a
He,
not
he, he shot that ball from what, Hawaii?
pretty much. It was so far away from the basket. I mean, all you saw,
Wow.
I didn't mean to remove it. All you saw was net. I just saw the net,
You
just
only
like
saw the
that.
ball hit the net and
I
go
just
splash
and then,
in the pool. Woo!
so I am definitely. We are. Oh yeah, this is Mark. He's like, yeah, he went off in game 4. Yes, he did.
So I got a question for chat. I got a question for chat.
What you got for the chat?
Does anybody think that the Celtics will win other than Coach Tony? Anybody else got the Celtics still? I don't see anything. I don't see.
What you say? What you
I don't
say?
see anybody there. I think we know. Crown them. This is a dynasty, and you are witnessing a dynasty. Now, there was an injury to one of the Splash Brothers, so they were out for a couple years. But now that he is back, yes, another championship goes to the Bay Area. Yay, area! Because the Splash Brothers now have an indoor pool, Jordan pool. Right. Now, the only controversy that I see possibly, because
Possibly.
I like controversy. I like to stir it up. The only thing I think is stir it up other than this, see if this stirs up anything. Does anybody out there think that the Celtics can have a chance to win these finals? Anybody got them?
You know what?
I'll wait. I'll wait.
Uh,
I'll wait. So while I'm waiting, let me tell you this.
okay, what you gonna tell
About
us?
the voice. About the voice. Okay, let me tell you this. This
Okay,
is where I'm coming from with it. Okay.
all right.
The only thing that is slightly in doubt, that is ever so slightly in doubt, is MVP. That's the only thing that's
MVP.
ever so slightly in doubt. Now I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you a little bit about it, and I'm gonna give you a really wild conspiracy theory. Okay. So I like conspiracy theories too. Okay.
Conspiracy theories with basketball? Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
Come on, man. I don't
you
want
mean
to
the
do those.
sports where the refs get caught for shaving points and things like that? Yeah, I don't know. Couldn't be in NBA anyway. So Here we go. All right. Finals MVP.
Okay.
Okay. So I know we always talk about the Warriors. I do at least about their threes and their ability to take over the third quarter. Everybody knows that. If you follow basketball, or if you follow Talk on Tuesdays, you've heard Coach Tony talk about that. Okay. ESPN's Brian Windhorst agrees with me, little old me, and this is the reason why the Warriors have been winning. It's not
Okay.
the offense. It's not hitting all those threes. It's their defense. Defense. The Warriors have been winning because of, not in
Defense.
spite of, but because of Draymond Green. They've been winning because of Andrew Wiggins. They've been winning because of Looney, because of Gary Payton, who had that little flex. Did you see it? Now
Yeah, he
flex.
was.
He
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 did
got
like
fouled. He did
push-ups
that
or
push up
something. I was
flex.
like, "What are you doing with the push-ups?"
He did the push up flex. Yeah. So early on back in May, everybody had Curry's gonna, if Curry gets in the finals, he is locked for MVP. And that made a lot of sense. Like some of your, for entertainment purposes only, websites had that, had Curry down, right? Knew that was gonna do that. But then Monday night, as Val the Voice Johnson mentioned for Golden State, Curry did something that was unthinkable, unimaginable. He did not make a 3 pointer.
None of them.
0 for 9. Now, how many games had Curry gone with making at least a 3 pointer?
Possibly all of them.
233. He
Games?
made a 3 pointer in 233 consecutive games. But here in the NBA Finals, Game 5, he gives an 0 for 9. Now, Val the Voice Johnson, just in case you don't know, in basketball, and as a Bulls fan, you already know how many games there are in the season because you got 72 and 10, which was the Bulls mark. There are 82 games in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So he went 233 consecutive games hitting a three. That's like 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
And that's not even counting injuries and other things like that. So he had gone like about 3 years hitting the three. He didn't do it in the finals. In the biggest game, a must win game for the Warriors, he did not hit a three. Okay? All right.
mhm.
All right. That doesn't sound like an MVP to me.
Well, Mark believes that Curry is getting MVP, but you believe that
I,
MVP is going to.
I believe that a case is being made, and I contribute this, Mark. I know you were with me, at least on Curry probably still deserving it, and he should, and I think he will. But as someone kind of throwing a loop here, a strange loop here,
I
a
like that.
strange loop in terms of the MVP Finals race, some could make the case that a different player is really the most valuable player of his team. And that person is, Coach Tony might tell you, is Boston Celtics Jason Tatum.
All right.
Now, are the Celtics down in the series? Yes. Are the
Yes, they
Celtics
are.
are they going to lose the series? Yes.
Oh
Yes, they
wait!
are.
Wow! You
There's
just
no way that the Celtics could win. But there could be a case. There's possible case. Conspiracy theory. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the conspiracy theory. So, Val, has the losing team ever produced an MVP in the finals?
possibly yes.
Yes, it has happened before. The
Okay.
NBA and the voters have looked before at the losing team and saw there. We need to do this. Let's fix that a little bit. So we have looked at a player from a losing team and said, yeah, even though that team lost, even though, so the answer is yes. So here, let me give you the stats too. So I'll back it
Okay.
up with something. There was a player in the NBA Finals that averaged 37.9 points per game,
Okay.
or about four, almost 5 rebounds a game, and over 7 assists. That player shot 49% of the feet from the field, and that player, even though his team lost, was named. Was named. Well, all right, we gotta fix that. There's a Y missing in that name. All right.
Okay.
So yeah. So that player did win MVP. Now that player, of course, was amazing because that player happens to also be the NBA logo.
Who?
The NBA logo.
Oh, the NBA logo.
And you know that Valor Voice Johnson from Winning Time. Who is the
Winning.
NBA logo?
I forgot his name.
Jerry West.
Jerry West. Jerry West.
Jerry West. In 1969, Jerry West won the MVP in the finals. He was the finals MVP. He was on the losing team, and his Lakers lost to.
Boston.
That's right. So it has happened in
And this was 1967.
1969. I believe. I believe the year is 69. In that year, the Lakers lost to the Celtics, but Jerry West was clearly the best player. He was the best player out there, and he got the MVPs. Now, was he happy? If you saw Winning Time, you know the disposition of a Mr. Jerry West, or at least how it was dramatized in that series. No, he wanted to win the finals, not the MVP. So, could this happen this year?
It could. It could.
Now, Jimmy, you is correct. Curry is, and as Mr. Draymond Green said that 0 for 9, he said, is bad news for the Celtics because Stephon. Remember when Urkel had, like, there was Urkel and then there was what?
Stephon, yeah.
So I think we're gonna see Stephon Curry come out there and just shoot lights out, okay, and just like take over that game in Boston. That's gonna be his like Jordan flu game. I agree with Jimmy on that one. If Curry went 0 for 9 from 3-pointers, I think he mad. I think he big mad, and he ain't big. He little, but he gonna be big mad coming out there at TD Garden, and he's about to like put these Celtics away. Bye bye. Good night. Now going back to my conspiracy.
Wow.
Curry has been the leading scorer in 4 of the 5 finals games. But in game 5, he only got 16 points. Do you know who was the lead scorer? You know who the lead scorer was?
Jason?
That's right. The person that has been the lead scorer on his team every night, the most valuable player for the Boston Celtics. I believe that the NBA really wants to elevate their new stars or their new potential stars. Jason Tatum is one of those new potential stars.
He's a fighter.
People know who Curry is. They know who they are aware of the Warriors. If Jordan Poole would come out bigger in some of these games, I think they would want to have given an award to Jordan Poole. They already know who Curry is. They know who his wife is. They got it. Okay. Curry is established. All right. You could say Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson hasn't been playing MVP in these finals. Okay. Draymond Green probably never gets an award like this. Okay. Even though I think at times he deserves it, he probably would never get close to an award like this.
Oh no.
But could they do something kind of like weird and give it to Jason Tatum, and then kind of honor both teams? And then talk about like the Warriors as his dynasty, but Tatum coming up as this like fighter and somebody that we need to watch for the future and all of that nonsense to promote the league. Yeah, it could happen.
That could happen. Yeah, so I think if we go another 2 games, because you're saying that.
Here's a guarantee. Wrap it up. Here's a guarantee. Even I am more sure of this than Golden State even winning Game 6, which I am pretty reasonably sure they're going to win. Golden State, I give them at least an 89% chance of winning Game 6. But even more than that, I'm giving 100% chance that Jason Tatum is going to lead the Celtics in scoring, which he has done in just about every game.
Every
He's going
game,
to lead
and
them in
he's
just about every statistic. And on the off chance that they win at home, which sometimes the Celtics manage to, sneak up and do, win at home. If they do, there will be even more talk about Tatum possibly being the MVP. That's my conspiracy theory for entertainment purposes only. I'm telling y'all, don't put all of your imaginary whatever on Curry as MVP. Spread some of it around to Tatum. You might be rewarded. You might be rewarded.
oh
Okay,
wow.
so that's where I'm coming from. Now, once it's all said and done, we can hear back from Coach Tony, and he'll tell you like he'll set you straight and say how, why I'm crazy and why I shouldn't bring in conspiracy theories to the NBA. But as I said, I've seen strange things and stranger things happen in the NBA, and these finals have been crazy. Curry was 0 for 9 for 3. He hadn't been 0 for 9 for like 3 years. But in the finals, he comes up short.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me? How does that happen?
we don't know.
I,
We
I,
don't
I don't know
know.
how it happens. I have
No.
no idea how it happens. So next game is going to be the NBA Finals. Just making this smooth transition, like Valor Boys Johnson did earlier. The last or the next NBA Finals game is Thursday. So by Thursday, we'll either be able to crown the Golden State Warriors, give them another gold crown, and be gold blooded in that way, or
Or
or we're taking that series through the weekend and going back to San Francisco, where the Warriors are, unbelievable. So,
and I think for the greed of advertisers and people really watching all of the games, I think it's going to go 7 and Golden State is going to win at home in game 7
in their new arena, in
in
their
their new
newly
arena. Yeah.
built arena in the Chase Center in downtown San Francisco, which would
Cuz
be nuts if they
right,
did that. It would be their first championship that they would have won in that place.
the new
Because they
place.
built that place, and then the whole team started getting injured for like 2 years, and it didn't really work out the same. As far as double check me on that one. I may be off on that, but I think that we the first time that they would have won a Game 7 final at home like that in San Francisco. I know that they won in Oakland. Um,
Yeah.
the Oracle. I believe they won at Oracle before. But they're in a new place. All right. So that's been that. If I'm wrong, I know I'll get corrected next week, and you'll have a true expert on the field come in and give us the rundown on that and some other sports. I know there's some people looking at some on the chat about the NFL. NFL is a little bit early for me right now. I know that there's always OTAs. I know that there's things going on in the NFL, but I'm trying to stay away from the NFL right now because to me there's only one story in the NFL, and to start talking about that story is to get completely sidetracked. Because Val, there is a quarterback in a Midwest city who has about like I don't know 27 lawsuits against him, yet his team still gave him a lot of money and the keys to the kingdom. Have no idea why that happened.
Yeah.
Have no idea why that. Don't even know if he's gonna play for at
Mm.
least the first like half of the season. So,
Yeah. So
so
we yeah, I don't
I'm
know
gonna leave
about
that
that.
one alone. I'm gonna
Yeah,
let the court
let
system
that
work that out.
go ahead and let that go. But you know what? I wanted to figure it out. We got Sunday is Father's Day.
He is.
I know it's
He
Father's
is.
Day, and Sunday the 19th, all of us here at Interludes want to wish all of the dads, granddads, uncles, and those men stepping up a very happy Father's Day and happy future Father's Day to some out there as well.
Oh wow. Okay. You know something I don't know?
I'm Mr. Springer. Mr. Springer, I will mention this. He just celebrated his 1 year anniversary literally this past weekend. So I don't know. I'm just
Congratulations.
kind of going like this.
Congratulations. All right. All right.
Shout
Yeah.
out to all the dads, and we want to wish.
Yeah.
I personally want to wish Kevin and Anita a very happy anniversary. I was hoping I was going to be there in New York this past weekend, but I don't. Somebody else had other plans. We gonna leave that
Oh,
alone.
I know. Every time you get a plane ticket, your body says no, 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 no. When you want to say yeah, 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 it says do not fly this weekend. No, 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 no. Woo! Yeah, again, happy anniversary, Mr.
Yes,
Who definitely is, an integral and valuable part of Interludes Extra Talking Tuesday.
that's right. So
Uh,
I
that
wanted
comes
to
from my
go ahead.
heart.
I wanted to go ahead and ask. Oh no, you were going to ask about this. Music, Father's Day.
Yeah, so I mean, okay, and as well as those people, fathers, those who are stepping up in those roles. I also extend my thoughts and prayers to those sons and daughters out there who are going to spend this Sunday away from their loved ones, either because they're in different places or because they have transitioned. Because there are a lot of us, Val, right, who, our dads are no longer with us. And we are thinking of you too, okay? Just so you all know. I know that all these kind of hallmark holidays pop up like Mother's Day and Father's Day. And those of us that don't have one of those parents with us anymore, we're thinking of you too.
Yeah.
And each year, since my father passed, I have a little bit more sympathy for him. I start thinking about, kind of trying my best in that role. I can kind of see some things that he went through. I certainly wouldn't have made many of the decisions he made. However,
Okay.
I do learn, you do kind of see the difficulties. And one of the other things I see, and I know that I share this with my dad, is the love of music. And I know that at least partially I developed that love of music from my dad. You know, at times he was obsessed with music. My dad had like the reel to reel valve. You know those, right?
My dad had a reel to reel as well. Yes, my dad is the one that exposed me to music. So wow.
I mean, we listened to
Yeah,
the
that does.
Beatles, Stevie Wonder, Herbie Hancock. He loved
Oh yeah.
Herbie Hancock and George Duke and those kind of jazz.
Hugh Masekela,
Yeah.
Miles
Oh,
Davis,
so
Wes
much,
Montgomery,
so much music like that. Yeah.
George Duke.
So since we love talking about music here, I wanted to ask you, Val, the voice queen of interludes, do you have a top five? Do you have a top five songs for Father's Day? Songs that either make you think about fathers or your father, or just the holiday weekend.
Well, I'm gonna start off with a up tempo one that was released in the early '70s. My dad, when I was younger, scared the bejesus out of me. His voice had a low tremor, and he used to say this, Michael. This
Mm-hmm.
is my first and my last times telling this. And I'm like, what does that mean? got a little, got a
Telling
little,
you,
he didn't like to whoop me, but he would always threaten me with the belt.
better ride, huh?
Do I have to get the belt? But the song from James Brown, Papa Don't Take No Mess, that is my
What?
top number five right there. Papa Don't Take No Mess. That
Papa
is.
don't take no messer.
And I thought about my papa when I would hear that one. Like, what?
What?
he beat the hell out of us. I'm like, ooh, good gracious. Yeah, Papa don't take no mess. Papa don't take no
Papa
mess.
don't. Yeah, that Papa don't.
And then, of course, one of my other favorites is from the Jungle Fever soundtrack in '91 when Stevie Wonder was asked to do all of the music. for Spike Lee for that wonderful soundtrack.
Yeah,
These
he pulled
three
it off,
words, huh?
I mean, Stevie had the foresight to do that.
I know. And I remember that Spike was
Foresight, yeah, okay.
Spike wanted to use "Living Just for the City," and Stevie was like, "No, I'll write something." He's like, "No, this song is perfect for the crack scene with Samuel L. Jackson," and he didn't fight it. So that's how you go. Another song that has been performed by other artists, but a father and son duo did this. Wind Beneath My Wings by Gerald Levert and Eddie Levert. Eddie Levert is most famously known from the OJs
The
and the
OJs,
OJs.
Pride of
And then of
Canton,
course
Ohio OJs.
not that OJ.
Yeah, no, Canton, Ohio, Pride of Canton, Ohio, the OJs.
Oh
They from
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ohio.
yeah. What they do. I'm sorry.
Midwest
Yeah,
stands
so
up.
yeah, and Levert was a part of Gerald Levert was a part of Levert, I think. Yeah. So that was funny.
Fittingly, right?
My goodness, I haven't I Blonde Ambition. That is the best way I can describe
Wild
Madonna.
Ambition.
I said Blonde
Oh,
Ambition.
I don't know. I don't remember that. I mean, I did a lot of things in my hair, but I don't remember that one.
I believe my second favorite is Papa Don't Preach. That got released in '86 from Madonna, and I used to love how that song started. It started off with like this violin intro or whatever, and then you didn't
Mm-hmm.
quite know what was happening. Of course, this nice pop '80s sound, poppy beat, and I love the music video for this too. This is one I thought music married music videos perfectly. It told a story, and I forgot the actor that was playing her dad in that video, but it was a very
One of Spike
impactful.
Lee's favorite actors, of course. That was Danny Aiello.
Danny Aiello. I knew it was someone. Yes, yeah. You better,
Right at the
you
top of my
better
head. That
go.
was out of my
You
bald
better
dome.
go,
I
Mike.
just spit that out. It was
You
beautiful.
better
Y'all saw it.
go.
Y'all saw it. And Danny Aiello, of course, in many of his movies, you also saw his son, who also appeared in Do the Right Thing with him. He was one of the police officers.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah, we're Spike Lee fans over
Madonna
here.
Louise Chacon, the pride of Michigan. Woo! Yes.
And then my number one favorite song of all time that talks about
Father.
fathers is, of course, and unfortunately we lost him, I believe, in '05. Luther Vandross, and he did this song, Dance with My Father. This song, oh, Lufa.
That's his name.
I
I mean, people misspell it all the time. If you go ask somebody
don't know.
who sang "Dance with My Father," they would tell you Luther. Luther sang.
But
Oh, you doing the oh, you doing the
yeah,
right?
that's why. Yeah, 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 yeah. Dance with my father again. You like, ooh,
Luther.
I want
Luther.
to dance. I want to dance with my father every
I
time I hear
know.
that song.
And that was
And
skinny Luther too.
it was. He's
It
the,
was
the
skinny Luther.
no
He
matter
still had the
how
voice.
no
Yeah.
matter how that weight fluctuated, it
Hmm.
Lufa always sounded good.
And you know
Lufa.
what else? He was always great on his feet. It was always he could always dance. So
Yeah.
when I saw him, it was Fat Luther. So I was happy about that. I was happy to see Fat Luther. When I saw Fat Luther, I was like, yes. And Fat Luther could dance, and he would do dance numbers in there. I don't know if y'all know that. You should. If you don't, go ask your mama. All right, she know because I know she was at Luther's concert. She had to be. So I
Yeah.
saw her actually. So yeah. So Skinny Luther, Fat Luther, and this song. I mean, uh, you know, co-written by someone also from the city, the city Chicago. That Richard Marx. That's when Richard Marx is one of
Oh,
those songwriters who worked with Luther, knew Luther very well.
I love
Believe it or
Richard
not, if you
Marx.
know who Richard Marx is, an early kind of rock. guy. He used to do commercials in the city, and he
Mhm.
did a song and songwriting with Luther Vandross, um, especially toward the latter part of his career.
I'll be here, right here, waiting for you. That was one of my favorites from Richard
Such a
Marx.
beautiful song.
Oh, that's a gorgeous song.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dance with My Father. So Val, the Voice Johnson, her top five songs for Father's Day are Please Papa Don't Take No Mess, James Brown, Stevie Wonder's These Three Words, a cover of Wind Beneath My Wings from Gerald and Eddie Levert, then Madonna, Papa Don't Preach, and the man, the myth, the legend, Luther. Luther. Luther,
so
to my father.
so Michael, what are your top five if you had some?
I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll tell you
Oh
tomorrow.
my gosh. So that
Oh,
means tomorrow it'll be Wamble time. Hashtag Wamble Wednesdays tomorrow, live at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Check him out.
yeah, come here. My top five songs for the weekend.
And please remember, guys, that we are streaming every Tuesday on our YouTube channel, our Facebook private group fan base, LinkedIn under Pure Lighthouse Media, and now we're available on Pod TV, Roku channel. If you'd like to become a sponsor on our platform, book time with us at linktr.ee/ Pure Light Media. And I thank Mr. Springer always for being that. And we've
Kevin,
gotten a lot of
Kevin,
compliments on the
Kevin,
new look.
Kevin.
Kevin, Kevin.
Yeah.
We've gotten a whole lot of whatchamacallit. So go ahead, tune in on tomorrow, and go ahead, never miss an episode, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button. Like smash it. Like do what you gotta do. And
Boom,
that'll
smash,
and
smash.
tomorrow night. Thank you so much, Mr. Springer. At 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, you'll find out the top 5 songs that
Yeah,
our Papa
yeah, and
loves.
some other dance stuff as well as you know every Wamble Wednesday we wrap up with the debut of the new Interludes Audible that you'll be able to download at our website. So there'll be a new one this Wednesday, and it's on a subject that we have even more to tell you about, and I think that you'll be interested in it. I'm certainly interested in it. So check back in and find out tomorrow.
And what's your name there, Mr. Wamble?
My name is not Val the Voice Johnson, but your name is, and this has been Interludes Extra Talking Tuesday with Val the Voice Johnson.
Amid the busted tire as well as my computer that decided
Oh,
to
my
start
tire.
working in the middle of Talk on Tuesdays. We'll see you guys next week as I make my way to the Apple place and get me another one. Lord have mercy.
Woo! Talk to Tim about that. Tim Cook, she coming for you, man. She coming for you, man.
Thank you, Mr. Springer. And Coach Tony will be with us next week.
Yes,
We
he's
are
traveling.
we are out and peace.